them. Right, so there's James, and there's his group of the people he's closest to. Here's another friend of mine, their groups of friends. Here's another, their groups of friends. So that's my 5 closest friends, just 5, and their closest groups of friends. Right? It's already incomprehensible. Like I don't know how to make head nor tail of this thing. This is my 10 closest friends and their friends. And this is my 20 closest friends and their friends. Right? That's just 20 people in my life and their friends. So we can't understand it. It's just too hard. Right? So we need kind of other ways of thinking about it. So this invisible network exists. It underlies all of the things. So if you want to think about connecting people, and I'll give you tips in a second, there are very specific ways to do that because human beings cannot comprehend it. You can't expect people to reach out to people and know who to talk to or know who to connect with or look for people or search for them and find them because they can't see the network. It's too hard. Hope this makes sense. Okay, so I'm going to get really concrete, give you guys 7 design tips, and then I'll talk a tiny bit about process, and hopefully we'll have some time for Q&A. So design tips. Right, so the first one is explicitly design for personal identity or social identity. Right? You can do both, and some products do a reasonably good job of both, but I think you're usually better served focusing on one. So timeline, for example, you guys are supposed to go like, oh my God. All right. God, you guys are hard work. That's like the best photograph I've ever taken of my babies. And I've taken like 500. Okay, so timeline does a pretty good job, but it's mostly for both, but it's mostly about personal identity, right? It's mostly me telling the story of my life, right? That is what timeline is all about. So if you think specifically about babies for a second, I've spent a lot of time in the last 6 months thinking about design for babies, so I apologize. If you were to design a product in that space, right, if you focus on personal identity, you would design something like a product that helps new parents catalog and share the first year of their baby's life. Right? That is all about personal identity, a little bit like what Timeline's doing, right? Helping people tell the story of their life. If you focus on social identity, you would say, well, actually, it should be a product that helps new parents connect and get advice from each other, from other new parents, right? So it's actually about people feeling a sense of self and importance around a group, right? So social identity and personal identity. So just thinking about these things, and you end up in 2 different product spaces. And what I see a lot is people then go, well, let's just do both. Let's just combine them and make it like a thing that catalogs your life, and you can reach out to other new parents. And basically you end up in like horrible and complicated, can't figure out head nor tail of what's going on or what it's for, right? And people just disengage because the effort required to figure it out is way higher than any benefit they perceive to get from it.